Do you want a neat workshop? Do you want an overview of all your tools? Well, this decorative wall is ideal. And it's also very flexible because you can actually move everything as you want. Be sure to keep looking at this tool doctor.
The Tool Doctor has a brand new workshop and a tool wall is absolutely indispensable there. The prior wall served well, but it is time for something new. It can also appear good. Thus, he gives the wall a striking frame. The frame will consist of several MDF boards glued together. The boards are already cut to size, but still need to get an edge. You have the capability to achieve that by utilizing the router device for this purpose. Make sure to set it to the correct depth by adjusting the appropriate setting for optimal performance and accuracy in your task. Include your personal protection gear right away. To avoid dust, you can pair your router with your vacuum cleaner. Then start milling an edge into the wooden planks. We are working here with a profile cutter that will make a semicircular recess in the wooden slats. The router has a guide at the bottom that allows you to neatly roll it against the edge of your board. Want to know more about router bits? Be sure to check out our website. Do not force the milling process, but allow the machine to carry out its work. Pairing, because we must provide at least 2 boards for each side with this groove. Then follows a second profile router, which will give the next boards a rounded edge. Here you require one for every side. Stack boards, measure distance between milled edges to determine spacing of each. In our analysis, we adopt 12 mm and 6 mm as the designated distance measurements, utilizing millimeters as the units for quantifying the spatial dimensions. Now thoroughly glue the back of the middle board and carefully place it on your bottom board surface. Check if the edges are at the right distance from each other and nailed down. Make sure to secure the board in this way over the entire length. Utilize a nail gun as it will come in handy for this task. Line up your next board and attach it to your other boards. Because the middle shelf is slightly less wide, a gap is created between the shelves. You will see that this will come in handy later. Ensure that the edge of your board neatly lies 6 mm from the edge below it and nail it securely. And now the series work can commence, because you also need to create the identical structure for the remaining 3 sides. It is always crucial to properly apply glue and firmly adhere the boards together to ensure a strong and secure bond between them. Meet and nail tight. Pay close attention to the order of your boards and make sure you have an equal amount of space between each edge. Are you ready and is your glue dry? Then just break the edges of your frame with some sandpaper. After that, you can start painting the parts. We use a spray can here and are going to give the wood a black color for an elegant yet modern look. We place the slats on wooden slats so we can spray both sides at once. If you intend to paint using a spray can, ensure that you wear a mouth mask that is specifically designed for atomizing paint particles and provides suitable protection. Always make an effort to hold your spray can at the same distance and perform the task in even layers where you consistently overlap with each stroke. Also, keep in mind that there may be some mist swirling around during spraying. Therefore, it is important to adequately protect your walls and floor. While frame parts dry, you can start on the back wall. The size of our wall is going to be quite large, so we are planning to attach 2 black furniture panels to each other in order to cover the entire surface area. We established the connection using a few pieces of MDF. Position them on the plates and indicate the length at which your wood can be cut. Cut the slat to size. Use your first piece as a sleeve to shorten your second piece. Position the slats accordingly. A support slat is also placed in the middle, but it needs to be slightly shorter to accommodate the hanging system and allow for proper spacing. Create a hole in the slats at approximately every 10 centimeters interval to ensure proper spacing. Apply assembly adhesive to the slat and carefully place it in its designated location according to the provided instructions and specifications. Push back and forth to distribute the glue properly. Then position the screws and securely fasten the slat onto the panels of the furniture, ensuring a firm attachment. Select screws with a length that enables them to securely hold about 2/3 into the furniture panel. By attaching the support slats on the outside and in the middle in this manner, the 2 furniture panels are transformed into a cohesive and sturdy unit. That would be necessary in our case, as there would be weight coming on. Now follows the suspension system. Here we are creating a French cleat, also referred to as hook slats. Using this system, a slat is mounted on the wall, allowing you to attach a second slat behind it, thanks to a mitre joint. In order to make this mitre, we employ the table saw. You set them to the proper width and the correct angle for accurate results. Then trim your slat at an angle. A portion of this is placed on the tool wall, while the remaining portion is placed on the wall. Utilize your drill to create holes in the initial slat of the material. Repeat this process approximately every 10 centimeters. Apply mounting kit to your slat and attach it to your wall. Ensure that you are neatly aligned with the edge. Screw the slat tightly. Then ascertain the desired height for wall placement and indicate this point with a marker. We are currently increasing this size even more by introducing a crossline laser device. The tool doctor also marks the sides so that the wall comes neatly in the middle. Please be aware that the way you attach the cloth to the wall depends on the type of wall you have. In our situation, it is regarding plasterboard, and that is the reason why we utilize a hollow wall or expansion plug in this particular location. Our plan is to countersink the plug. In order to accomplish this, we need to create a hole using a Forstner drill bit. Drill just deep enough to hide the head of the plug. Drill the hole further using a drill in order to allow the plug to be inserted through the wood. Perform this action approximately every 20 centimeters of distance along the specified path. Apply some assembly adhesive to the back of your shelf and attach it to your wall. Drill in each hole through your wall to place the plugs. Hammer the plugs into place. After positioning them correctly, ensure a tight and secure fit by firmly fastening them in place with a screwdriver drill, making sure they will not come loose during use. Then, as a test, hang your wall in its place.
Thanks so much.
Currently, beams are positioned on the top of the furniture panels. Clamp a slat on the side in order to align the slats in a single line. Start by placing your beam in the first position initially. Screwdriver that is already fixed on one side. Then check if the beam on the other side is at the same height and also screw it tight here. It is now the time to engage in some pairing work and collaborate effectively to achieve our goals. Always verify if your beam is perfectly straight. Then place it in its designated location and ensure that there is an adequate amount of space between the bars. Make use of a rache sheet material for this particular task. Hold the beam firmly in place and tighten it securely with screws. Continue working beam by beam. Make sure all the beams are nicely aligned. Then fasten the beam on both sides at the bottom. Have you attached all the beams? Then you can, on the side without a support beam, now precisely cut the beams to size with a plunge saw. Ensure they are straight by using this method for accuracy. Place a piece of scrap wood flush with your wall and always mark the center of your beam. Ensure you space between your beams. Maintains equality by inserting remaining sheet material pieces that are left over. Then turn your entire wall around. Determine the maximum drilling depth by marking it with tape on your drill and on the wall surface to ensure accurate drilling without causing damage. Then drill using your ruler. All screw holes for the rear of your wall. Do this about every 10 centimeters. In this way, your bars are also securely fastened. After that, carefully position the screws and insert them into each pre-drilled hole using a screwdriver or drill machine. Use screw drill to screw everything together. The wall can be positioned on the wall. In case you have a size that is large similar to ours, please request additional assistance. We are now cutting a few slats to size. They just have to fit between the opening of our frame. The opening is there for a reason, of course. Then you attach the slats to your wall. Ensure that you have sufficient space available to position the frame on top of the slat. Nail the slat securely. The frame still needs to be mitered. Cut this with your miter saw. Then the initial piece, the upper edge, can be slid into position. Then repeat the same process with the bottom edge. Nail this immediately. Then follow the sides. Miter again. By the way, this can also just be done with a handsaw. Place your side edge in position and nail it again. Time for the other side. That one also comes in miter. The perceptive individual will quickly realize that our top and bottom edges are simply not long enough to meet the required length. Therefore, a small additional frame is added in between. With some nails to attach it, this is hardly noticeable. The multifunctional wall is prepared and ready. In the next part, the tool doctor creates additional accessories to enhance the functionality of the wall.